Hey everyone, welcome to Campbell's Coins. I just put a video out there about what is better, gold coins or gold bars. This is the silver version, and unlike the gold video, this is not an easy answer. Coming up. For the sake of this topic, I will generalize often, and for the sake of brevity. There is always exceptions to the rule, but they are so infrequent or unpopular that this is not worth lumping into the generalized field. I have to say this because there is always a red pen in the comment section. The problem with silver is, with the demand for silver over the last year and a half, and the quality of some private mints, the lines that were once clear have been muddied a bit. Coins are produced by government mints. If a private company produces a coin, it's actually called a round. Most government mints don't produce bars. Some do, but most do not. Almost to the point that you could probably associate bars with private mints and coins with government mints. This is the same as gold. There are a few sovereign mints who produce bars, like the Canadian and Australian mints. This distinction alone doesn't give us an answer about which is best, because many private mints produce some of the world's most widely recognized products today, and the difference between the two isn't necessarily quality. There are quite a bit of factors we have to consider in this debate. Additionally, if there is a denominational value on the coin, it is more than likely a government-produced coin. Even if the coin is in the shape of a bar, it still has a denominational value. If it still has a denominational value, it's considered a coin. The denominational alone doesn't determine if it's a coin. There are many coins produced by sovereign mints without a denomination on them. Coins with a denomination are backed and guaranteed by the government who minted the product. Does this guarantee matter much? I'll get more into that later in the video. But for this example, I'm going to use the US Mint. What this guarantee means is the US Mint has the US Secret Service helping to ensure that all US Mint silver coins issued never get counterfeited successfully. Does this guarantee mean counterfeiting doesn't happen? Just like the gold, it does not. Does it mean anything when a government backs a coin? We'll answer that in a bit. Let's go over some similarities. If you're a new stacker, look for at least 3 things on a coin or a bar: manufacturer mark, purity, and weight. If it's a higher quality bar, it will have everything I just mentioned, plus a serial number, some security features, maybe a COA or an assay. If it's a higher quality coin, it will have a manufacturer's mark, purity, weight, with some security features, maybe a COA and an assay. Every silver bar minted by a reputable mint will have at least 3 nines fine purity. Some private mints, like Engelhard, produce some silver bars with 3 nines plus purity. Not pure enough to be listed as 4 nines fine, but certainly a lot better than 3 nines fine. I suspect this is more of a marketing ploy, and somebody else can answer to that, but I don't ever focus on Engelhard to know the answer fully. I'm seeing some private mints, like the Germania mint, going the extra step in producing a 4 nines fine pure silver bar. 2 huge producers of silver bars, Geiger and PAMP, both of these are private, are only doing 3 nines fine pure. This means the Germania mint is going the extra mile to refine their silver that much more to remove the slightest impurities in terms of parts per million. The Royal Canadian Mint and the Perth Mint produce silver bars in 4 nines fine purity. It's nice to see a government mint create bars on par with government mints. Most modern silver coins are at least 3 nines fine pure, with a few being 4 nines fine pure silver. Again, the Royal Canadian Mint and the Perth Mint for the win on purity fineness. I didn't talk about old gold coins in my last video because it was directed towards the stacker, not the collector. The stacker isn't buying pre-33 gold, but the stacker is buying constitutional silver. Constitutional silver is any dime, quarter, half dollar, and dollar minted prior to 1965. These are 90% silver and 10% copper. Other countries have silver in their currency in varying purity levels. If you want more information on constitutional silver, check out my video here. The most popular size for silver coins is 1 troy ounce. However, it is not the only size available. The Mexican, Australian, and Canadian mints produce silver coins in a variety of sizes ranging from 1/20th of an ounce to 1 kilo. All of these have different designs and finishes to them. Out of the two, the silver bars come in with the largest variety of sizes for all sorts of budgets. Yes, the 1 ounce size is popular, but there are 1 gram bars all the way up to 1,000 ounce bars, and I'm sure there's higher. For silver stackers, the 10 ounce silver bar is very popular and affordable. If there is a weight you can think of, I'm sure a silver bar has been made in it. Design is another category that greatly distinguishes coins and bars. Coins typically have one design that embodies the country making the coin. These designs are used year after year, and the only thing that changes on them is the date. Recently, the US Mint changed the eagle design on the silver eagle coins and added some security features. The Canadian Mint added some security features and started using a technology to prevent milk spots from developing on their coins. Generally speaking, designs on coins don't change much. This is why we have the Mexican Libertad or the American Silver Eagle. We don't have the Mexican Libertad one year and the Mexican Eagle the next year. Some coins produced by countries are extremely elaborate, unique, and highly collectible. These coins aren't mass produced year after year. It's usually a series or a special release that happens a couple times during the year. Bars, on the other hand, have a very generic design or a few generic designs. Silvertown, for instance, have a few American designs, like the cowboy rushing west, the American flag. Most bars have the brand or name or both stamped onto the face with the weight and purity. As I mentioned before, some have a serial number with some sort of security feature. Generally speaking, one doesn't seem to find the same level of detail on bars that we see on coins. But this is not to say that bars are ugly, and this isn't to say that bars are just generic and there's nothing to them and it's just blah. There are some bars with very intricate designs. There are some bars that just look really, really nice. For instance, I used to collect a series that was minted back in the 70s, and it showed particular events in American history. And none of these designs were exceptional when you compare it to like a coin and the intricacy of a coin design, but they are still nice. You still have like a coin, or excuse me, a bar, and you have a nice design on that. So it's not necessarily just blah silver, you know, like here you go. Sure, that's the case for some things, but for like 1 ounce bars, some of them can be very detailed. For 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, maybe even up to a kilo, those bars can be very detailed. After that, when you get into like the 100 ounce, 1,000 ounce bars, it's basically your block of silver. Most of the coins come in 2 to 3 different finishes: BU, proof, and reverse proof. There are other finishes, but these are the 3 that are the most popular. I've gone over these finishes in another video, but it doesn't hurt to do a slight refresh. BU stands for brilliant uncirculated. It is the most cost-effective and mass-produced finish on coins. BU coins is what stackers are buying for their stack. It's generally a monotone look across the entire coin. Proof coins have a very high polish look to them. The field of the die is polished, producing a cameo or ultra cameo contrast when struck onto a coin. The image and lettering is also more sharp and defined. A proof coin really stands out from a BU coin. A reverse proof is exactly the same as a proof except for one detail. Instead of polishing the fields on the die, the figure of the coin is polished. Proof and reverse proof coins have limited mintages and cost a lot more over the BU versions. These coins are also purchased more by collectors rather than stackers. You can't talk about silver without discussing milk spots. I've covered this topic in great detail in another video, but nearly all government-produced coins will get milk spots. This is due to the washing process. Detergent residue is left onto the silver blanks as they are thrown into the oven. This detergent is then baked into the blank. Milk spots can form on a coin due to the environment of where the coins are stored. A cool, dry environment should help prevent them from forming, but it's not a guarantee. The reason I bring up milk spots is premium. Milk spots don't damage the silver, but it does make the coin slightly unattractive compared to one that doesn't have milk spots. When people see your coins with milk spots on them, they don't want to buy them for as much as ones that don't have them. You might lose that high premium you paid because your coin developed milk spots. This leaves people to wonder, why should I pay a high premium for a coin that automatically devalues when it gets milk spots? Most cast silver bars don't develop milk spots. They may discolor, but no milk spots. Some pressed bars like PAMP do, and again, I'm willing to bet it has to do with their washing process or lack thereof. Bars are typically generically priced and generally have a lower premium over coins. I say typically because some mints are producing really high quality bars with security features. PAMP, Geiger, Germanium Mint, just to name a few. Germanium Mint is able to produce bars with all these features for a low premium than most. APMEX has a line of bars produced by Geiger, but they don't sell for the same premium as Geiger. Similar presentation, similar security features, but with the APMEX name. Before April 2020, there was a clear distinction in premiums between coins and bars. Bars had a lower premium over coins. Since April 2020 and this huge boost in silver demand, this hasn't really been the case. Premiums on generic bars rival that of coins. Of course, coins like the American Silver Eagle have the highest premiums over almost everything but PAMP, which is surprising considering PAMP isn't a sovereign mint. Sure, they produce a great number of designs with serial numbers, housed in assays that protect the silver, but their silver milk spots like crazy. I don't know why it's so hard for mints to scrub the detergent off bars before they heat treat their silver before minting them into bars. But back to my point, we are starting to see premiums come down across the board, particularly with silver bars, and the great distinction in pricing we once saw in 2018 through 2019 between bars and coins is returning. Does this mean it will always be this way? No. An economic event could happen and premiums will spike once more. Just like gold, if you were to sell bars, LCS or your local coin shop or dealers would give you generic pricing or below spot. On coins though, they're typically willing to pay slightly better. Some silver coins will sell better than others. During periods of low silver demand, you can sell ASEs all day long, while some other pieces might be hard to get rid of. During high silver demand periods, the popularity of ASEs soar. All of this depends on silver demand and the region you're selling your metals. A silver maple leaf will sell better in Canada than the United States. Like gold, I feel that there's a factor here that most people overlook, and that is taxes. There are tax implications and reporting requirements for bullion. If you buy bullion on a cash transaction over $10,000, either on a single transaction or a series of related transactions within a 24-hour time span, the dealer is required to report it to the IRS on Form 8300. Cash is defined as a cashier's check, money order, bank draft, or traveler's check, having the face amount of $10,000 or less that is received in the designated reporting transaction. The good news is the definition of cash. Cash does not include cash drawn from the payer's own account, such as personal checks, bank wires, credit, debit, credit card payments, PayPal payments, and ACH transfers, regardless of the amounts. This is important to know for those of you who are out there thinking that you're staying under the radar using cash during your transactions. If you're spending over $10,000 within a 24-hour time span, that transaction is being reported. So all you have to do is stay under that limit and outside of that time frame, and you should be fine. This is important to know for buying, but what about selling? If you're selling to a dealer any amount over $10,000, it is reported on an 8300 form too. And you have to declare any capital gains taxes if you made a profit. In the gold video, I explained that there are specific gold coins that are exempt from the 8300 IRS reporting. For silver, and from what I could find, only American Silver Eagle coins are exempt from reporting. It's interesting because they mention this $10,000 reporting limit, but also say that the silver bars or rounds have to be at least 3/9 fine pure and over 1,000 troy ounces purchased in order for it to be reported. Similarly, 90% US silver coins are reported for sales which exceed $1,000 face value. For both of these examples, it's either sales to you or sales to your dealer. If you're looking for more privacy over everything else, then you should be getting American Silver Eagles. This is probably one of the most important demands for the ASE that people don't factor into its premium. There is a huge availability of both coins and bars which are IRA eligible, so finding something that fits your fancy should not be a problem. Personally, having a government back the silver that I buy is not a determining factor for me. When you take into account the spending habits and behaviors of the government is one of the biggest reasons I stack and collect silver. Knowing that they back the silver I buy is at the bottom of my list of cares or factors for purchasing it. Popular silver coins and bars are counterfeited. Hell, even the unpopular stuff is counterfeited. I will say, the US, Australian, and Canadian mints are making it more difficult to counterfeit their coins with their security features. If you buy your precious metals from a reliable source, you shouldn't have to worry about buying fakes, and the debate over security features on a coin or a bar becomes a moot point. It's important that your LCS has the best equipment to test metals because they're not just buying metals from other dealers, they're buying it off the street as well. And you want to make sure that they know what counterfeits look like, especially with like pre-33. You want to make sure that they have a collector in there that kind of easily point out that's a faked, this is not. And not that they have the equipment to test these metals. Sigmas, they're okay, but let me tell you, I've seen a great deal of Sigmas fooled by tungsten cord gold bars. I've seen copper cord silver coins that also pass the test, and you have to drill into the silver round to see that, oh crap, most of this is actually copper, but it passed Sigma. So just be careful of who you choose as your LCS. Which is best, bars or coins? I don't believe I gave the answer in the gold video, and I apologize for that. I like people to make up their own damn minds based on the evidence I present and what their personal preference is. In the case of the gold video, I feel coins are the best, simply due to the recognition, liquidity, for tax purposes, and difficulty to counterfeit. For silver, I don't feel the answer is a simple one. This just might be my bias. I really like silver bars, specifically the kilo size. I find these to be really liquid, low premium, and they still have a nice hefty weight in my hand.
That's what she said!
But these aren't liked by everyone, and you have to factor in potential reporting to the IRS. I've always recommended the American Silver Eagle, even with its high premiums. Do I feel these premiums are high? Yes, but has the demand for them dropped in the last year and a half? Nope. So why would the premiums drop? If you're considering American Silver Eagles, only buy the Type 1 Eagles. I feel that the coins were minted with slightly higher quality control and have a better reverse design than the Type 2 Silver Eagles. What is minted is what is out there. And from my polling of stackers and collectors, the majority love the Type 1 and hate the Type 2. I think it was like a 65-35 split in favor of the Type 1s. Given that there's a set amount out there and that number is dwindling, the Type 1s will continue to go up in premium over the Type 2s. We might not see it now, but it will begin to happen. That being said, stack what makes you happy because ultimately it only matters if you're happy with it. If you want to take into consideration the things that I've listed, more power to you. I have a lot of videos about what silver is the best, what gold is the best, etc. All of these have been filmed with my life experiences in mind. I have seen $5 spot silver, I've seen $6 ASEs, and I've seen them all skyrocket in price with the 2008 market crash, and basically every other little economic hiccup in between. I know what goes up in price and disappears off the shelves first during economic events. Use that knowledge however you wish. If you're interested in other topics like this one, check out the other videos I have on my channel discussing these metals and how they can help you preserve and protect your wealth. If you made it this far in the video, you guys and gals are my super stackers and collectors, and I appreciate you. Thank you all for watching. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.